Going back to Capitol Hill, and earlier, Senator John McCAIN went on the record. Senator, nice to see you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.
I don't know if I've even seen you since you won your primary, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was an enjoyable win.
It's more fun to win, isn't it?
I've done both. I prefer winning.
Big news in Delaware. Are you stunned? It seems like a lot of Republicans are stunned by the news.
I don't know if the word is stunned, but certainly surprised, because obviously Mike Castle, I think, had won a very large number of elections. He'd been a popular governor, and of course this was a true grassroots kind of a situation where people were expressing, in my view, their frustration with Washington and everything associated with it. I faced the same thing in my primary. I faced the same thing in the general.
Well, it's sort of interesting because there was a lot of talk about the Democrats didn't realize that there were a lot of unhappy Americans out there because they were surprised by the town hall meetings and by Scott Brown. Well, now it seems like the Republicans are getting a little bit of a shake-up in Alaska, Utah, Delaware. It seems like you guys are getting a little bit of a message that Americans are a little bit unhappy.
Yes, and pork, which used to be a good thing for people's diet, is now turned poisonous. They're against the earmarking and pork barreling spending. And I think that anybody who thinks that incumbency and past service will qualify them for re-election are making a serious mistake.
It feels like a very different time, though, doesn't it?
Oh, it's terrible. It's more different than anything that I've ever seen. And it's based, obviously, in the frustration and anger, which is bred by these harsh economic times. Greta, the people in my state, I can't tell you how badly they are hurting. And then they hear about the, quote, summer of recovery, and that things are getting better and feel better because it could have been worse. Oh, really? I mean, so there's real anger and frustration out there, and it's being manifested across the board at Republicans as well as Democrats.
Big issue is the Bush tax cuts and whether they'll be extended to everybody, meaning people that make $250,000 a year or more. Your position on extending them to everybody or to some?
Well, first of all, we shouldn't raise anybody's taxes in this kind of a recession. Second of all, a lot of those people we're talking about, rich at over $250,000, are small business owners. Half of the income of small businesses, not half the small businesses, but half their income would be taxed under this quote, extension of the tax cuts, which really would not be the extension of the tax cuts. There would be an Obama tax increase.
I guess the thing that's sort of distressing to me as a taxpayer, as a citizen, is the fact that it's getting it feels like it's getting shoved at us, this issue, whether you're for it or against it, as we come on election day. So we feel a little bit like, at least I do, like I've just been had, because everybody knew it was going to expire. It's not like a big surprise. So this could have been debated with great thought rather than sort of being pushed up against election day. So it feels political rather than substantive to help the country, no matter which way it goes.
Listen, everything around here now is totally political. I mean, they're trying to put provisions on the defense authorization bill, something we never did before last year when they put hate crimes on the defense authorization bill. Harry Reid says he's going to put the DREAM Act on the defense authorization bill. Everything that's being done around here is political, and all it really does is increase the incredible cynicism level in Washington, out in the countryside about Washington, because where are the people's views? All they're talking about is trying to gain some kind of political advantage because of their difficult situation they find themselves in. And I want to emphasize one other thing. Don't take anything for granted. We will celebrate after the election results are in. Please, let's not anticipate a great victory, and let's give the American people a positive agenda that they can support. By the way, I was pleased at Kelly Ayotte's election. Very narrow victory.
Next, more with Senator John McCAIN. In minutes, he goes on the record about his former running mate and the power of Palin. Stay right here. Plus,